Hey, how you doing? My mother used to do that.
Yeah. There's still a lot of people that.
Yeah, still do that. My mother actually also used these here.
There's drop spindle.
Yeah, drop spindle. She had like a whole bunch of wool on a small little thin stick that she used to hold on one side and then spin it with that.
Yeah. You know, I have.
But that was a rough way of spinning it. This was a lot easier
Yeah. This
and a lot more you could get out of it.
Yeah.
Dude, I know that people used to try to avoid knots, but sometimes actually people left knots when it went through on purpose.
Yeah, because they would spin thick and thin because they wanted a heavier yarn.
Now, did they do anything? That's the one problem I had when my mother used to spin and she used to make socks out of wool. It was so itchy. Was there anything that people used to do to prevent the wool from being so itchy?
Soak it in lanolin. Wool is itchy. Some people are allergic to wool and can't even wear it.
Right.
I imagine they probably just soaked it in some kind of a softener, like lanolin or something.
Yeah, because see,
Nowadays,
nowadays I could wear wool socks, you know, when I buy them, you know, at the sporting goods store.
They have nylon. It makes it a little bit softer and
Right.
it makes them sturdier to wear because without the nylon, the heels are going to wear out.
My mother used to have that thing for mending socks too.
It's nice.
Yeah.
This is how I
Very few people even know about that stuff nowadays.
snapped.
Oh yeah. I know. Everybody
Yeah,
gets a hold of a
is
sock,
Brett
they just
doing-
throw them out.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not worth it.
made in China
Yeah,
nowadays and
yeah.
cheap.
It's cheaper, right. So does the wool gets washed before you spin it, right?
You can do it different ways. You can wash it dirty,
That's what I
and
got.
then you wash the yarn later.
Works for me.
Most people
Wants
prefer
pepperoni.
to wash the fiber first and then spin it.
And then spin it.
But then if you spin raw fiber, you get that lanolin feel nice and soft on your skin because the sheep produce some lanolin.
Right.
And that's nice. And then some spinners prefer to just spin the ball.
Now I know that. Is there any difference? Obviously, there's a difference in quality getting the wool from the top side of the sheep and the bottom side of the sheep, or is there any difference?
Well, I think down by the legs you find more dirt in it. But what they do is when they shear the sheep, it's one big fleece.
Right.
The whole thing. And then they'll lay it out in what they call it skirting. They'll pick the chaff, the grass,
Right.
and then it just all gets.
So there's no difference between the quality on one side of the animal or the other side.
They look at the different breeds of wool. Some wool, there's all kinds of breeds of sheep, and some wool is coarser than other ones. There's also cashmere from goats, angora from goats,
Right.
and rabbits.
Right.
I have different fibers here. You can feel them.
So you can feel the raw.
Oh yeah, rabbit.
This is
That's merino fin scrambled egg.
this is the ruff from the sheep, and this is yarn that I've spun. And that one, the light brown, is camel hair down
Oh,
that I've spun.
feels soft.
It is very soft.
Feels very soft. Right. So you have to as you said, use some sort of wash or chemical process to so that the wool socks is not itchy.
Not a chemical process, which is well, now what they do is use Eucalyptus, which is a wool wash that they sell for soaking. When I've finished a skein of yarn, then I'll soak it in cold water with Eucalyptus, the wool wash, and that will set the twist of the yarn.
Right.
This is what it looks like when the skein is first made, and you feel how rough that is.
Yeah.
And it's all twisty. But when I soak it in the wool wash and then I let it hang dry, it comes out like this. This is a little bit softer than
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
raw.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a lot softer. Because like even the wool that my mother was spinning, she did not do anything as far as washing it or anything else besides that, and then just sewed socks off of it. And as I said, it was itchy.
Your mom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they decided to
Now,
be a little
what,
bit more educated.
are there any, like back in the day, were there any preference of what kind of sheep that they used for wool?
Well, in the colonial days,
That's what
it was
it's the same
flax
thing,
or
just
wool.
a different
These are more exotic fibers like the angora and so.
So that was more exotic than clothes made out of flaxseed.
This is flax. You feel how rough that is. And they would spin a very fine thread, and then they would use this on a loom for weaving.
Right.
And that's what they made linen.
Linen, yes.
And linen is flax.
I know like Belgium is a big producer of linen and flax. I don't know if they are still.
And the wool is from the sheep. But the flax is from a plant. Really pretty blue color.
And I did not know how old flax was. It even goes back to the Greeks. I had no idea.
Back spinning, drop spindle spinning, goes back before Christ.
Yeah.
Thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah.
That's how they made the clothes. Drop spindle.
Yep, my mother did that. As I said, it was like wild to do it that way.
Livingston was one of the colonials. There's Livingston, Manor.
Livingston, yeah, down in Columbia County. I used to live down in Columbia County.
Livingston raised sheep. He studied the sheep breeders, and he wrote an essay on sheep and farming in the Hudson Valley back in the 1700s.
Right. I know, like one of the things because when they first farmed or cultivated the land around here, I think they said that they could only cultivate it maybe like for 5 or 7 years. After that, the ground did not have enough nutrition in it, so that a lot of farmers turned into raising merino sheep, those short ones with the short legs. That's why you see all these stones out here. Those were like fences to keep them from escaping because they had short legs and they could not. I said that was wild.
Yeah. You go down into Ulster County and around there, and you drive out in the countryside, and you see the old stone walls.
Yeah. You see them even here in even in Albany County. You see some of them. If you go on the hiking trails that I go to, you see these stone walls, and you wonder how is this keeping the sheep? Because everybody thinks that sheep can jump that wall. No, but they had a certain brand of sheep that had short legs that could not. Ain't that well? That's how they did that.
The sheep for the quality of the wool, and they would keep breeding. Robert Livingston was a breeder. They kept breeding the different sheep together till they got the desired result.
The desired result.
And merino is the best because merino you can spin it into a fine yarn and knit a thin sweater, but it's very, very warm. And in Australia, they have huge sheep stations.
Oh yeah, big sheep station.
Yeah.
I just want to see. Oh, this is the quality of wool that my mother did, and this was itchy to me.
Yeah, she made the knitting work that's weight probably.
Yeah, see, this feels more itchy.
But I've spun dog hair too.
Yeah, I see that dog
I had
hair.
great hair. Now that's from my lab, my hair lab mix. Winnie, who passed away, and I took I have some of her fur, and I want to mix it with wool. With dog hair, the fibers, if you look at them under a microscope, are very smooth. With sheep fiber, you take a strand of sheep fiber under the microscope, and it's got little barbs. That's
Barbs
why
in
it's
it.
great for knitting, because the yarn will lock.
Will lock
So
into
I
each
mix
other.
dog hair with the sheep,
Sheep
wool.
hair.
I brush it with
Uh-huh.
the wool, and then I spin it
Mhm.
into a yarn. And it, with Great Pyrenees, it's white fur. It looks like Angora. It's very
Angora.
soft.
Mhm.
It has a fuzzy halo to it. I made a scarf out of my first Pyrenees, which it's the warmest thing I have.
I know, I think it was at the Schuyler Mansion. They showed people, pictures made out of human hair that
Oh
they
yeah, those were
sewed
memorial
together.
pictures.
Yeah, memorial pictures.
That's Victorian.
Yeah. I saw that.
We have a lovely bake sale, a raffle, we're selling.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you.